now.
1, 2, 3.
Good
Morning,
teacher,
PM,
and
teacher
Say good morning, students.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back.
Yes, we welcome back to another beautiful day of mathematics. Let's start from the top. Welcome, guys. We are back busy with quadrilaterals. But first, we still have our homework. So please remember to send the homework. Page 92, 93, 94, 95. I'm asking it a couple of times because I know it is a lot. And we gave you guys more than a week to complete it. So I ask you a couple of times. So when you have some time, please spend time on doing these questions. And please, if you read a question you do not understand, you can always contact me in the line group. I've had some students that have sent me messages and I've helped them where I can. I might sometimes reply a little bit late, but I will always reply to your questions, okay? So let's quickly just rush through what we did yesterday. We talked broadly about quadrilaterals. We also discussed the different types of quadrilaterals. We looked at how to calculate the perimeter of quadrilaterals by adding together all the sides. So perimeter is to do with adding. Okay. The next we did a couple of exercises to see if we can understand fully how to calculate all the lengths of the shapes and through that give the perimeter as well. Okay. The next one we then looked at, we also looked at the area of equiangular quadrilaterals. And here they show us how they use the block method or the grid method. So we'll have a few examples again, just to refresh our mind. So yesterday, this was where we left off. So let's just quickly run through and see again, how did we calculate the area over here? So on page 109, let's just quickly go through again. If you have already answered the questions in your books, very good. But let's explain again quickly. So one block means 1 unit. 1 square unit. So we always count the blocks to find out how many square units. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the first one was 12 square units. Okay. The other way we can find that is by taking 3 multiplied by 4. If we are calculating the area of a square or the area of a rectangle, we take the length and the width and we multiply them together. Okay. The first one was 12. The next one is 4 multiplied by 5, which will give us 20 square units. And if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 25. Here we have 3.5 multiplied by 4. So 3.5 multiplied by 4 is going to give us 14. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12, plus 2 small halves is 14. Okay, I'm going through this quite fast. If you want me to slow down, please tell me. But we did this yesterday. It's just to refresh our memory. The next one, 4.4 multiplied by 5.5 will give us 22 square units. How do we know that? We can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 5 plus 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 5 is 15. Plus 5 is 20. And yes, half a block is 1. 21, half a block, another one equals up to 22. Okay. Next one at the bottom here, 3.5 multiplied by 3.5. Now it gets a little bit more interesting because now we're multiplying decimals with decimals. So let's do the count and see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 9. So at least we have 9. Then we have half, and a half will give us plus 1. Then we plus 0.5 for this one. And then we have another half here, plus 1. And another plus 1.75, because this block is very small. So what was our answer there? You can tell me? $13.75. Is that what we got last time? Can anyone confirm that for me, please? No, it's not correct. Can anyone who can tell me the answer of number 5? Did we write it down last time? Let's count. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Oh, this one I should be a 0 over here. Plus 0.5 plus 0.75 equals 12.25. That's the one. Very good. Okay. So that was just a basic understanding of what we did. And who can tell me what is the answer of the last one? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 13.75. This one. This is 13.75. It is 13.75. How do we know that? We can just count. Remember this small block at the bottom here. This block equals 0.25. Because if you look at the size, it's 1/4 of the big block. And these ones were put a line through, they are all 0.5. They are halves. Okay. So I wanted to carry on with a few other ones. But let's first look at the question over here. 5.2. Finding the area of an equiangular quadrilateral using the area formula. So this is where I want to get to, because we are not going to do the blocks in our final test. I will not give you these blocks to answer. It's too easy. I don't like it making it too easy. It has to be a little bit challenging. So I'm going to ask you to do it with the formula. So first things first, we have a rectangle at the top. Number 1 here is a rectangle. And the rectangle we know has 4 sides, 2 equal opposite. 2 equal opposite sides on each side. So it's not the same as the square, which all sides are the same. So the formula for area of a rectangle is the width multiplied by the length. And how do we know which one is which one? The length will always be either the top or the bottom line. Here. And the width is the one on the side. Okay. So if you look here, we have 3 multiply 4. If you look at the formula, the width equals 3 the length equals 4. And this will give us 12 centimeters square. Always remember, if you work with area, we always have to have a square at the end. So let's test it. Let's test. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this shows us that the formula we use over here is the same as the block grid that we did yesterday. So that's why I tell you guys, I will not use the grid. I like to use the formula. Okay. The next one I wanted to look at is the square. Also has 4 sides, but all sides are the same length. Remember that, all sides are the same length. Okay, so for a square, the formula for a square, formula for area of square, oh, I see I misspelled area on top here, is a squared. Formula is a, how do I do a square now? Okay, do this. Formula is a squared. Oops, sorry. No, don't delete everything. Let me just write it. A squared. Now, what does that mean? A squared. A equals the size of a side, or the length of a side. So we can just say A multiplied by A. So for instance, we have the square here. It has 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters. So we know this will be 3, this will be 3. So the way we can calculate the area is then multiplying one side by itself. Okay, so if we have the 3 multiply 3, we get what? 3 multiplied by 3 equals? Anyone? Are you guys still with me here? 3 multiply 3 equals?
9.
9 centimeters squared. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You see the answers are the same. Okay. So those are the 2 major formulas we're going to look at. There is a few other ones we'll do in the future. So let's look at another example they give us, because some of the shapes might be a little strange for us to calculate. So let's see. Find the area of the figure. Now wait, before I do this, let me do. I want you guys to follow me on the board here. Okay. So the first thing which is going to happen here is we have to look at our shape.
First is 40.
Thank you, Tantan. We will do that together. But what you say, 40? I'll put it here on top.
First is 40. Second is 16.
Oh, you're there already. Oh, okay. Now we get there in a minute. Then I'll ask you
And
again.
third is 10.5.
10.5. You sure? Yes, it's 10.5. No, it's number 3. It's not 10.5. What do you think? Check again, check again. Remember, it's 3.5 multiply 4. But for the rest of us, let's quickly look at the shape on the top right-hand side. It looks like a podium we can stand on. The first thing we have to do when we calculate these areas is make the shapes sensible to use. If you look at this shape here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I wanted to block out the black, but it's okay. Let's look at the shape here. Can you guys see the big nice shape? So the shape doesn't look like anything except it looks strange. But what we can do is we can split it into squares or rectangles by drawing a line straight through. So now we can see that shape number 1 is a square because it has 3 centimeters and 3 centimeter sides. So we know it's a square. The next one we know is a rectangle because the side is 3 centimeters. But who can tell me what will the length be of the green line? What is the length of this line in centimeters? Who can tell me? The line at the bottom, how long is it? Anyone tell me how many centimeters is that line? Let's take a guess. Can anyone take a guess? I want to see how you think about the question. Maybe I'll make the line a little bigger so we can see clearly. So over here, the line at the bottom here. How long is this line?
Seven centimeter.
Well, we have 7
It,
centimeters.
11
We have 11.
centimeter.
11. Okay, let's write down 11.
I think it's 11.
Write down 11 centimeters to complete the shape. How do we know it's 11 centimeters? We can go and say from here all the way to here.
4 plus 3.
4 plus 3. So we plus the line length here of 3. And then we plus at the end another 4 centimeters. So we go 4 plus 3 plus 4 equals 11. Okay, that's how we get to 11. But now that we have the length of the sides, how do we calculate the area? Well, area very simple. We use the formula. So the first one over here, I'll zoom out a little bit so we have a bit of space to work with. So we know that one is 11 centimeters. Here is it. Right. So the first one we do is the square. 3 times 3. All right, the S for square and the R for rectangle. And the rectangle is going to be length 11 times the width of 3. So we have to calculate 2 areas and then we add them together. So what equals 3 times 3? Anyone? 3 times 3 equals?
9.
9. 11 times 3?
33.
If we add them together, what do we get?
41 42
Oh, very good. Almost. 42. Excellent. So now we know it's 42, but it's 42 what? What should we write at the end here? Very important, the most important part of the lesson.
centimeter
Centimeters square. Remember to write centimeters square. Please listen carefully for what I'm about to say. If I give you a test and you forget to write centimeter square, I will give you a big 0 for your question. Okay. We cannot forget to write centimeter square or to write for perimeter centimeter. It is very important because the difference between writing centimeter square and centimeter is absolutely humongous. There's no comparison in size. You cannot write it without the square because it does not show the correct number. So please remember this. This is very important. And you will use these type of questions quite often in the coming future when we are doing more and more math and moving to higher levels. These things become more and more important to show. Okay. So let's go back to our bottom part.
เอ็นใช้ปิดไม้
Okay, so for number one, we have to write down the formula first. What is the formula to calculate the area of a rectangle? The formula is width times length. Width times length. Please try and remember these formulas. So the width is 4 centimeters and the length is 10 centimeters. And like Tantan said earlier, the answer for number one equal 40 square centimeters. Because 4 multiplied by 10 equals 40. So for number 2, they give us these lines. Remember what the lines means? It means all the sides are the same length. So this one is also 4, this one also 4, and this one also 4. What shape is this? Again, please. What shape is this?
16.
16. 16 is the answer to the question over here. But what do we call the shape, Jasmine? The shape or this quadrilateral. What is the name of it? It starts with an S. A square. Yes, don't have to say it so softly. You can say it nice and loud. A square. Yes, if all the sides are the same, it is a square. Remember, I'll ask these questions in our final test. So we have to be ready. Let me just rewrite the 6 because the 6 looks very ugly. So the second one was 16 centimeters because we have a square as the formula. So 4 square equals 16. Or 4 times 4 equals 16. The next one at the bottom here. What is the quadrilateral name? Is it a square? Is it a rectangle, a rhombus, a parallelogram? What is the name of shape number 3? Who can tell me? Name the shape number 3. Is it a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, or a parallelogram? What is the name of shape number 3? Anyone? Let's go. Time is running. Name the shape. Square, rectangle, rhombus, or parallelogram. Which one? Yes, square. Any other answers? So the first one I heard here was square. I'm not sure who said that one, but let's look. A square has all the sides the same length. But look at our mini lines. We have one mini line here, one line here. Then we have 2 lines here, 2 lines here. And the length is different. So then it cannot be a square. It can only be what? Starts with an R.
Rhombus.
A rhombus. But does a rhombus not also have all 4 sides the same length?
Rectangle.
There's the answer. The rectangle. Why did I ask this question? Because if you look at the shape, let me take away everything. If you look at the shape, it almost looks like a square. So a lot of students just look at the shape and decide what it is. But we cannot do that. Please don't do that. Please look at the information. So the information shows us that shape number 3 is a rectangle. And what's the formula for a rectangle? Width multiplied by length. So width is 4. Our length is 3.5. And our answer equals 14 square centimeters. Okay. The last one. Please calculate the area of number 4 for me. I'll give you 1 minute to calculate the area of number 4. Let's see if we can get the answer. Who's going to give me the answer first? Area of number 4. Who's going to give me an answer?
Uh, 19.25.
19.25. Excellent, Leon. Thank you very much. That answer 100% correct. Let's spend a few minutes. This is the last page we're going to do. So let me just explain again quickly, just to recap. Because if we didn't listen previous semester, we would struggle this semester. Why? Because these problems start using a lot of our math knowledge. So we have the shape 3.5, 5.5. So what is the most important thing we need to be able to do? That is multiply with decimals. You guys remember that? We have to multiply with decimals. And let's do one example again of how do we, and I'll give you two examples. So when I like to multiply with decimals, I like to remove the decimal point. Don't like it. It's not my friend. Makes life difficult. So I just multiply normally. 5 times 5 equals 25. 5 times 5, 25 equals 27. Add a 0 like we have to. 3 times 5 equals 15. 3 times 5 equals 15 plus 1 equals 16. Now we add 5, 2, 9, 1. So now we have this answer. How do we check to make sure that we have enough decimal places? We look at how many decimal places there were. Here's 1, 2. So then we go 1, 2. Put my decimal point there. And that's how we get the answer of 19.25. Okay, just important for us to remember these rules we learned earlier in the year. I'll do one more example. 1.25 multiply 0.75. Okay, straightforward. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 2, 10, plus 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Add a 0. 7 times 5 equals 35. 7 times 2 equals 14, plus 3 equals 17. 7 times 1 equals 7 plus 1 equals 8. Add 5, 7, 13, 9. Well, what is our answer? How many decimal places do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the decimal point. So this answer is going to be 0.9375. Okay. So that's very important to me. But that's all that I wanted to do today for mathematics. I just want to bring to your attention again that I'm not giving you homework today as well, no homework. But please make sure we finish the 4-page homework I gave you. 92, 93, 94, and 95. Okay. Before the time catches, let's quickly play rock, paper, scissors. Last time for the day. And let's see if all of you can beat me. I'm always ready. Are you guys ready? I hope so. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Shoot. Oh, teacher is unbeatable today. Oh, Tantan, congratulations. He had a rock. Leon, scissor, Jasmine, scissor, paper, and Boskek also paper. Oh, congratulations to Tantan. Anyone else in the chat? Oh, Pooh first had paper, then he changed to rock, rock, rock. Okay, so Pooh unlucky. Only Tantan today that beat me. Congratulations. Yes. Well, okay, guys. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care and eat some nice food and spend some time with the family. Please do some homework. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.